Hiya, Georgie. I still do the, Tim Curry one. I don't do the Bill Skarsgård. I haven't even attempted. We're going to watch the It Chapter 2 trailer. John, are you excited?
Yeah, sure. I liked it.
It's Marvel fanboy over here. Or someone's not super excited. Just go Marvel shit. Way to get us dislikes, John. John, we gotta do this. Listen, before we go into this, I want to thank everyone who's been downloading and following us on the Stardust app. 30-second reaction reviews for any film, TV show, and or trailer. Post micro sketches sometimes. Post daily. And it's completely free to download, completely free to use. I suggest you follow us first. Por favor, let's get into this.
I used to live here.
Won't you come in? It's the least I can do. Is it like you remember?
Cleaner.
Well, you feel free to look around while I get the water boiling.
Your hair is winter fire. January. My heart burns there.
We're great friends, yeah.
Oh no.
There you go. Now some music.
Ooh.
I do apologize. It gets so very hot here this time of year.
It's fine.
Well, you feel like you could just about die. But you know what they say about Derry? No one who dies here ever really dies.
Ew.
Tell me, how is it being back in Derry?
Strange.
Strange? Oh, my.
Oh.
I had some cookies in the oven before you came. Stay right there.
I shouldn't impose. I'm gonna.
No, I insist.
Your photos are lovely, Miss Kirsch. Are these your family?
My father came to this country with $14 in his pocket.
What did he do, Mrs. Kirsch?
My father joined the circus.
Ooh. Cool.
Ew. What is going
I was always Daddy's little girl. What about you?
Oh no.
Are you still his little girl, Beverly?
Oh.
Are you?
This meeting of the Losers Club has officially begun. We can do this, but we have to stick together.
Wow.
Ugh.
Ew.
Hello.
Cool.
Remember that music too, that like his theme song is so creepy.
Well, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was neat how they kind of just gave us like a whole scene.
Yeah, right. It's like they dropped you in feeling like, okay, this is a trailer. Oh, no, this is, I thought for a second that they were just gonna, end it there, and then I liked that, they capped it off with like a medley of, it was just like a good teaser with a scene wrapped around it.
I felt like when, after the scene, then it got into the montage of seeing all the actors, I was like, what, are we watching an action movie right now? Is this the Endgame trailer? What the hell's going on right now?
Look, they're all grown up. We're gonna do a cool like rotating shot where they're in the glass and they're just kids again.
Didn't it sort of feel that way?
Yeah. It definitely did.
I am a little worrisome about this movie because I've heard book readers say the adult part is not as great as the kid part. I've never read the book. I've seen the miniseries, and I honestly actually don't know how faithful that is, but watching the miniseries, I was there going, this adult stuff is nowhere near as good as the kid stuff in there. A little skeptical, but I feel like they're aware of that criticism.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to do everything they can to make this, really stand out and really shine. And the main thing, it's like looking over the montages stuff. I'm sure if you like went frame by frame, there's probably stuff you can pick apart here.
And horror set pieces and moments and stuff. Yeah.
I'm excited for Bill Hader to be here and James McAvoy and Jessica Chastain too. Those are the three actors I'm most excited for. Maybe because they're the most famous ones out of the group.
Well, the other Losers Club didn't get like as big of celebrity upgrades for their older counterparts. But I mean, like, she is such a great match for Sophie Lillis.
Oh, absolutely. And I also love this scene because it's like Pennywise messing around in a weird way, because you got I don't know what Pennywise is doing exactly, because you're like, what? Who are you messing around? Who are you messing around for in the background?
It's one of those horror movie things where you're like, oh, okay, you're doing this because it's a horror movie, and that we can see it. And that's one of those things that I feel like is a reasonable gripe. It doesn't always bother me, but it is something where you're like, nah, I wish she had noticed or something, or at least done one of those, oh, there's nothing there.
Yeah, and the old person running after her kind of harkens to The Shining a little bit.
Yeah, I was exactly thinking of that.
Old lady in the bathtub coming after our main character here. I wonder if Beverly will be more of the central focus in this one.
Maybe.
I think that would be a pretty neat thing to actually experience.
Yeah, I think it would too. And I mean, it certainly seems that way from their choice of including this clip here. I mean, I gotta imagine that they'll all kind of be an ensemble again, but I think it'd be pretty interesting if they kind of... I wonder if they're going to use her as a means of getting back to Derry, or if everybody's going to have one of these moments or something where, like, they all get an individual, oh, we're returning home. Because I think in the log line it says, like, they're basically moved on until 27 years later, and then a phone call, reunites them, brings them back.
If I remember the miniseries, it was Mike who was calling everyone back.
Okay.
I think. I haven't seen that miniseries in a long time. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they all come back one at a time after you catch up on their lives. I just don't want it to be a thing where they're just reflecting on the past the whole time. I want it to be very different than what I remember. Because I remember in the miniseries, it was just like they just keep talking about the past, and then it kind of just feels like a rehash of the stuff with the kids, when it looks like they're going to be doing a lot of things. Like, a lot of the imagery we were quickly flashing over did not look too much familiar to me, other than like they go to dinner together. Yeah. There's a few things that like seem kind of familiar, but I feel like they're really going to amp up the set pieces this time around.
I bet they'll amp up the intensity, and they'll do their best to make this just as aggressive a horror movie as, the first chapter of the It remake was, because, that's a pretty in-your-face movie. And so I have to imagine that every time somebody does another Stephen King adaptation, they're always tweaking something. And so, like you said,
it just hit me that Jessica Chastain and James McAvoy are in this together.
Yeah.
And they're doing Dark Phoenix together.
Yeah.
Just hit me right there.
You got Thor and Valkyrie doing Men in Black. Why not get some X-Men characters doing it? It's perfect.
Yeah, some set pieces look familiar, and then...
there's a lot of shots of them all lined up together.
What I wanted is, I want to see a little bit more of their chemistry, because, like when you're doing this trailer, there are a lot of the shots of like, look at them as adults and then show them as kids, look at them as adults, show them as kids.
Remember?
I don't know if it's like a remember thing, or if it's a visual aid, so that way...
Look how good our matches are.
Well, I mean, beyond that, I'm thinking that not everyone knows what the cast list is or who they're playing, so I think they're trying to make it a little bit easier for people to go, oh, that's who that person's playing, that's who that person's playing. But yeah, I mean, this looks cool. This looks fun. Yeah. And that scene, I thought, had a lot of tension in it.
We even get one look at Pennywise, or at least a couple, but one, solid, classic Pennywise look.
Yeah, you get that solid classic Pennywise look. Out of the part where he's tearing off his face, kind of reminds me of Poltergeist a little bit.
Yeah. This scene, I almost wonder if this one's gonna go kind of hog wild with its homages and stuff like that, because I mean, there are a couple things that reminded me of The Shining, like you mentioned, not only with the old lady, but whatever that room is that's filling with blood, also kind of harkens harkening back to the first
yeah.
movie with the bathroom and all that stuff.
I'm hoping it's not just this similar set pieces, but bigger. You know?
Yeah. Like, remember when this happened to you as a kid? It's gonna happen again.
Yeah.
You know,
And the way they did the whole thing with the dad joining the circus, I wonder
if
that's something where we're gonna see a little bit more of why,
of like the origins of Pennywise,
or why Pennywise took on that identity or something. Yeah, I don't know.
or if that's just his tell for the you know, the fact that he's messing with her right now.
Anyway, guys, what'd you think of this trailer? Comment below. Before we wrap this video up, I would like to give a Patron of the Day shout out to a man named Derek Mitchell. If you guys have heard us shout him out before, there's a reason why we're choosing him for this specific video. Because Derek is a guy who looks friendly on the outside, is even very charismatic. Some might say gregarious. He's a charming fellow, but you can't trust him, especially around kids. The dude is a serial killer, all right? Everywhere he's going, he's chopping up children left and right. This shout out is not meant to support him. It is meant to warn you about Derek Mitchell. I don't know if he still does like Uber or Lyft driving. I know he got a job at a tech company and it's going great for him, so good for you. But I'm also warning you, the dude's a real creep.
Yeah, he travels through the sewers, so if you ever see him down there, just don't engage, walk right on past. You know, you don't want to get caught up.
If you think this is gonna end with going, no, seriously, Derek's actually a great guy, it's not gonna end that way. Do not trust Derek Mitchell.
Don't.
But seriously, he's a creepy guy.
He's an odd guy.
But I still like him. Well, guys, comment below, subscribe to the Reject Nation, click that notification bell, hit the like button if you wish, and download and follow us on the Stardust app. Yay!